My dearest, there are moments in life that change us forever, not with a crash, but with a quiet shift that touches everything. When your husband passes away, the world doesn't just feel different, it is different. The silence in the house feels heavier. The paperwork feels endless. The questions feel impossible. And in the middle of all that, people expect you to make big decisions quickly while your heart is still broken. But I want you to know something. This next chapter, the one you didn't ask for, does not have to be filled with regret. Too many women I've worked with over the years, strong, smart, kind women, have made a few quiet mistakes after losing their husbands. Not because they were careless, but because no one warned them. And those mistakes, they can cost you your peace, your security, and sometimes even your home. That's why this conversation matters today. I'm going to walk you through 6 of the most common, most damaging choices many widows are pressured into, and how to protect yourself with clarity and grace. Please stay with me, because the third mistake is the one that causes the most heartbreak in families, and it's one of the easiest to overlook. And before we begin, would you do something for me? If anything in this video helps you, please share it with another woman who may need it. And in the comments below, I'd love for you to tell me, what is the best piece of advice your husband ever gave you? Let's keep his wisdom alive together. Mistake number 1, not updating legal documents and beneficiaries immediately. I know, sweetheart, this is the last thing you want to think about after the loss of your husband. The idea of sitting down with paperwork can feel cold, maybe even disrespectful. You just want a little space to breathe, to grieve, to figure out what life looks like now. But here's what I've learned over the years, and I need you to hear me on this. If you don't update your legal documents and beneficiary information quickly, it can create a mess that you never intended. I've seen it happen too many times. A widow leaves her husband's name on old accounts or forgets to revise a will that was written 20 or 30 years ago. And when something happens to her, it all goes sideways. The house gets stuck in probate. Children fight over bank accounts. Retirement funds go to people she hadn't spoken to in decades. And in some cases, ex-spouses, estranged relatives, or even the state government step in and make decisions that were never hers to begin with. It's heartbreaking, but it's avoidable. That's why I want you to take one calm afternoon, maybe with a trusted friend or advisor, and go through everything. Your will, your power of attorney, your life insurance policies, your savings and retirement accounts. Make sure every single detail reflects your current wishes, not what was true back when you first got married. It might feel overwhelming, but I promise it will bring you peace. It's not just about protecting your money. It's about protecting your voice, your dignity, and the people you love from unnecessary stress later on. You're not being cold by doing this now. You are being wise, and you are being loving. Mistake number 2, taking insurance or pension payout all at once. I want to talk to you about something that seems like a blessing at first, but can quietly turn into a trap if you're not careful. When your husband passes, you may suddenly receive a large check. It could be from his life insurance policy or from a pension payout. Sometimes it's $50,000. Sometimes it's $100,000. Sometimes it's even more. And in that moment, it feels like relief. You're grieving, you're tired, and everything feels uncertain. So seeing that money show up gives you a breath. It makes you think, maybe I'll be okay. But here's what I want you to understand, my dear. That lump sum wasn't a gift. It was meant to replace a lifetime of income, a lifetime of his hard work, and the paychecks you'll never see again. And what happens next is something I've seen too many times. The phone starts ringing. Financial advisors you've never heard want to help. Family members suddenly have big plans and great ideas. Friends ask for loans. Everyone wants just a little piece. Even your own heart may say, well, maybe I'll take that trip. Maybe I'll buy a new car. Maybe I'll get the kids a little something. And before you know it, that money, the one meant to last you the rest of your life, is gone. Not because you were careless, but because grief makes everything harder to see clearly. And here's the part most women don't know. You don't have to take it all at once. You can ask for options. You can spread it out over time through monthly payments, through annuities, or through structured disbursements. That creates breathing room. It protects your financial future, and it helps you avoid tax surprises or losing access to certain government benefits. Taking it slow is not weakness. It's wisdom. Before you cash that check, sit down with someone you trust, someone qualified, someone who has nothing to gain from your decision. Because once that money is gone, there is no more coming. Treat it with the care and respect it deserves. You and your husband earned it. Let it carry you forward gently, steadily into the next chapter of your life. Mistake number 3, giving away money or co-signing loans out of guilt or loneliness. This is one of the most heartbreaking mistakes because it doesn't look like a mistake at first. It often starts with love, with the desire to help, with a warm heart that doesn't want to see family struggle. After your husband passes, everything feels uncertain. The house is too quiet. The days feel long. You miss being needed. You miss being important to someone. And then the calls start. A child or grandchild has an idea or a plan or a problem. They say, "Mom, I just need you to co-sign this loan for a car." "Grandma, I'm starting a business and I know it will succeed. You're the only one who can help me." And your heart responds before your mind has a chance to catch up. You say yes because you love them, because you want to feel useful, because you think, if I don't help them, who will? But sweetheart, I need you to hear this. When you co-sign anything, it becomes your responsibility. If they stop making payments, the bank doesn't go to them. The bank comes to you, and if they make even one mistake, it's your credit that suffers, your savings that could be drained, your peace of mind that disappears. I've seen women lose their homes over this, lose their retirement cushion, lose their ability to sleep at night. And worse, I've seen families fall apart because the financial stress adds tension, blame gets passed around, and the very relationship you were trying to protect ends up damaged anyway. Then there are the gifts. You want to bless your children, give a little something to the grandkids, maybe help a niece or nephew get back on their feet. And you think, what good is this money if I can't share it with the people I love? But here's the truth most people won't say out loud. Money doesn't buy love. It doesn't guarantee closeness. It doesn't build respect. In fact, when money becomes a glue holding people together, those relationships usually don't last. And when the money runs out, and it often does, those people aren't always there when you need support. You deserve to be generous, yes, but you also deserve to feel safe. You deserve to age with dignity, with security, with choices. So here's my gentle advice to you. Before you sign your name on any loan, before you hand out a large check, before you let guilt or fear or loneliness guide your decision, pause. Take a breath. Talk to someone you trust. Look at your own needs first. You spent your whole life taking care of others. It's okay. It's more than okay to take care of yourself now. And if you ever feel torn, ask yourself this one question. If your husband were standing beside you right now, what would he want you to do? Would he want you to gamble your safety for someone else's idea? Would he want you to say yes out of guilt instead of wisdom? Or would he want you to protect what the two of you built together so that it continues to care for you in the years ahead? I think you already know his answer, and I think deep down, you know yours too. Mistake number 4, rushing to sell the house too soon after your husband passes. The house changes. It may look the same, but it feels completely different. Every hallway echoes. Every room whispers memories. His favorite chair still sits by the window. His slippers might still be by the bed. His scent may still linger in the closet. It's not just a house anymore. It's a place that holds your life together, a home filled with stories, laughter, traditions, and love. But now, those same memories can hurt, and that pain can make you want to run. That's when people, even the ones who love you, start offering advice. They say things like, "You don't need all this space anymore. This house is too big for one person. You should sell and move somewhere easier." And you might start to believe them, because grief makes everything heavier. It's hard to cook in the same kitchen, hard to sit in the living room alone, hard to sleep on your side of the bed when the other side is still empty. So selling the house starts to feel like relief, like a way to breathe again, a way to close a chapter that hurts too much to read. But here's what I've seen again and again after guiding so many widows through this very moment. When you rush to sell your home, especially in the first year after loss, you are making a permanent decision in the middle of an emotional storm. That's when you're most vulnerable, and unfortunately, others can sense that. Real estate agents may see your grief and push for a quick sale. Buyers may offer less, knowing you want out. And people around you may pressure you to just move on. I've seen women lose tens of thousands of dollars because they sold too quickly, before they had a chance to think clearly. And even worse, I've seen the regret that follows. A year later, once the fog lifts and the emotions settle, they look back and wish they'd stayed. Not because the house was perfect, but because it was theirs. It held their holidays, their love story, their children's milestones, the quiet, ordinary days that build a life. That kind of space can't be replaced easily. Here's what I want you to consider. You don't have to leave the house just because your heart is hurting. Sometimes what you really need isn't a new address. It's a small change. Move some furniture, repaint a room, start a small garden. Turn the space into one that reflects you, not just the life you shared, but the life you're still living. The grief won't last forever, but if you sell too soon, you might carry the regret much longer. Give yourself permission to wait, to sit with your memories, to let the house become a place of comfort again. If down the road you truly feel ready to move, you can do it on your terms, with clarity, with peace, with time to find the right buyer, the right place, and the right moment. But for now, please don't rush this. This home has held your love. It may still have more to offer you. Let the decision come from healing, not from heartbreak. Mistake number 5, trusting the wrong people with your money. This is a mistake that often happens quietly. It sneaks in during the hardest days, and by the time you realize it, it may already be too late. It's a mistake of trusting the wrong people with your money. When your husband passes, your entire world shifts suddenly. You are the one in charge of everything. The bills, the decisions, the accounts, the paperwork. And in that fragile space, when your heart is still grieving and your mind is still spinning, people begin to peer. Some are familiar, relatives you haven't heard from in years, old friends reaching out, neighbors with suggestions. Others are strangers, financial advisors, insurance agents, people who call or knock or write, offering help, advice, guidance. They speak kindly. They say things like, "I just want to support you. Let me take this off your plate. You shouldn't have to worry about this right now." And part of you want to say yes, because you're tired, because it all feels overwhelming, because you miss having someone by your side who just knew how to handle these things. So you say yes. Yes, you can look at my accounts. Yes, you can help me invest this money. Yes, I trust you. Yes, take care of it. But here's the truth, sweetheart. Not everyone offering to help actually means it. Some see a grieving widow and see opportunity. They count on your sadness. They count on your confusion. They count on your desire to not have to deal with one more thing. And I have seen it happen. Smart, loving women losing everything they and their husbands built together within months. Not because they were foolish, but because they trusted someone at the wrong time. Here is what I need you to remember. Do not hand over your bank accounts. Do not sign paperwork you don't fully understand. Do not let someone, even family, take control of your finances without full transparency. If someone wants to help, that's fine, but get it in writing. Check their credentials. Ask for a second opinion. Ask for a third if you need to. A good advisor will never rush you. A good family member will never guilt you. A trustworthy person will be patient, clear, and happy to explain every detail. Because this is your money, your future, your security, and I want you protected like your life depends on it. Because in many ways it does. The money you and your husband saved wasn't just numbers in an account. It was years of hard work, sacrifices, plans for a peaceful retirement. No one should be allowed to risk that without your full understanding and permission. You don't have to become a financial expert overnight, but you do need to give yourself time, ask questions, say no if something feels wrong. Trust your gut. You're not weak. You're not incapable. You're simply adjusting to a new role, and you have every right to take your time doing it. Let your money serve you. Let it bring you peace, not anxiety. Let it support the life you still have ahead of you with dignity, safety, and freedom. You are wiser than you know, and you deserve to be protected. Mistake number 6, isolating yourself from people who care. After the funeral is over and the casserole stop coming, there's a strange kind of quiet that settles in. At first, It might feel like peace. Finally, a moment to breathe. No more visitors, no more planning, no more pretending to hold it together for everyone else. But then the quiet grows heavier, the silence becomes sharp, and suddenly the days feel longer, the nights feel colder, and you start to pull away. You stop answering phone calls, you ignore text messages, you decline invitations. You tell your friends, I just need time. I'm not up for it. Maybe next week. And people understand at first. They give you space. They want to be respectful. But over time, that space becomes distance, and that distance becomes loneliness. And before you know it, you've built walls around yourself that feel too high to climb over. Sweetheart, I want you to hear this gently but clearly. Grief needs time, yes, but it also needs connection. You were never meant to carry this weight all by yourself. You may feel like you're protecting your heart by staying alone, but in truth, you're starving of the very thing that helps it heal. We heal in relationships. We heal in community. We heal in the presence of people who see our pain and don't try to fix it, but just choose to sit beside it. You might feel like a burden, like you're too much right now, like no one wants to hear about your sadness anymore. But the people who love you, the real ones, they are not tired of you. They are not judging you. They are waiting for you to open the door, waiting for you to let them back in. And you don't have to be cheerful to do it. You don't have to put on a brave face. You just have to be willing to show up as you are, tearful, quiet, confused, still grieving. That's okay. Healing doesn't mean you have to be happy. It just means you're not hiding anymore. Start small. Say yes to coffee with an old friend. Answer the next phone call. Walk next door and visit your neighbor. Go to church, even if you sit in the back and slip out early. Join a group, not because you feel ready, but because you deserve not to feel alone. And if the first time feels awkward or empty, try again. Connection takes time, but I promise it's worth it. When you open yourself up to people again, you may be surprised by how good it feels to talk about your husband, to say his name, to tell a story, and have someone really listen. That kind of sharing doesn't erase the pain, but it makes it lighter. You may cry, you may laugh, you may do both in the same sentence, and that's okay too. Grief is messy, but connection makes it bearable. Please, my dear, don't let this chapter of your life be written in silence. You are not invisible, you are not forgotten, and you are absolutely 100% still worthy of love, friendship, and joy. Let someone sit beside you in the sadness. Let someone make you tea. Let someone walk this road with you. Even if they can't carry the weight, their presence will help you carry it better. The world may feel quieter now, but you don't have to disappear with it. You're still here, and there are people who still want to walk alongside you. Let them. You are not alone, my dear. If you've made it this far with me, I want to thank you. Truly. Talking about loss, about money, about mistakes we hope never to make. It's not easy. But you stayed, you listened, and that tells me something important. You're not just surviving. You're trying, you're learning, you're showing up for yourself, and that is something to be proud of. Losing your husband changes everything. It changes your routines, your responsibilities, even your identity. But it does not take away your wisdom. It does not take away your worth. And it absolutely does not take away your right to live the rest of your life with peace, with purpose, and with dignity. You are still here. And that means your story is still being written. So let it be a story of strength, a story of smart choices, a story of healing, not just surviving. Avoiding these 6 mistakes won't erase the grief, but will protect your future. It will protect what you and your husband built together, and it will allow you to grieve with fewer regrets. Now, I want to ask you for a favor. If this video helped you, please take a moment to like it so you too can show it to other women who might need it too. And share it with someone you love, a sister, a neighbor, a friend who's walking the same road. You never know whose heart you might comfort. And if you'd like more gentle guidance like this, until next time, please take care of yourself. Rest when you need to, ask for help when you need to, and never, ever forget, you are stronger than you know.